What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of The Blaze, and we're going to go back to their 2018 album Dancehall. Once again, big shout out to Doug for sharing this. Apologies, it's been a bit of a hiatus. I've been meaning to get back to them, but it's just the number of deep dives I'm doing, and for whatever reason, it just kept getting kicked back. But back on it now. Hopefully, we'll go through the rest of the album in relative celerity. Nevertheless, we're going to listen to the penultimate tune. I've been sort of jumping around. I started with The Runaway, which I continue to listen to. It is a really great tune, but that was track number 6, so I just started jumping around to names that seemed interesting among the titles, so I suppose we'll just continue doing that. And the one that stuck out to me this time is a track called Faces, the penultimate tune on the album. And yeah, Faces, it's like different sides of something in a more general sense, obviously in a more literal sense. It is a biological face, but even that could be less about distinction and maybe even the opposite. The idea that in the rat race of the world, out on the streets and in buildings and in social events, you see hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people over the course of years and decades, but most of them, there's no humanity. It's just a face passing by that you don't know and will never know. So there's an impersonability, I'm making up words. An impersonal nature to a lot of the faces that we see, and perhaps it could be about the lack of that humanity despite humanity being ubiquitous. Either way, I imagine it will have crazy, rich, like elongated vocals. There really are like a saturation to the vocals, this group. Ultimately, they've had cool electronic schemes, both 4 to the floor and more syncopated, deep bass in the tracks I've heard so far. So yeah, over the course of 3 tracks, I've already gotten a sense that, this is electronica, some of which resonates with, the dance music I listen to, but which is also its own thing and is not like some of the genres that I have a lot of records of. So I do enjoy exploring electronic genres and subgenres which are adjacent to but are different from those which I've spent many decades, a couple decades plus, listening to. So in any case, I'll stop babbling and we'll listen to Faces by The Blaze on their 2018 album Dancehall. Oof, already some deep bass. Said that just before we started. This has sort of like a 90s breakbeat electronica vibe. There's like a tenderness to the tune also. It has that trip hop vibe. Synth bass rolling in. There was like a secondary key line. out of place in a ambient excursion mix of mine. I wanted more. I wanted like at least another bar, another measure. I mean, yeah. Bottom line, really cool. Maybe my second favorite behind Runaway. I'll even state that more definitively. That was a really cool track. It had a triumphant, whereas Runaway, there's a bit of melancholy to it. There's at least like an existentialist sort of feel in the sonics. This had a bit more triumphant and transcendent type of feel. But yeah, obviously there weren't lyrics per se. Not really a verbal conceptualization, but yeah, I'm interested why Faces would be chosen as the title. Curious to know um, if there's any indication. But yeah, a track that had a lot of depth to it. Like I said, there was the main, sort of deep and profound keyboard chords. There was a moment where I thought I heard like another one. Then by the end or like near the end, there was a sort of like more organ sounding key riff that was sort of, it was like trilling up at the top of the track. Then there was obviously that deep synth bass that snarled its way into the tune halfway through and gave the low end of the track a lot of depth and substance. So a dynamic tune as it played out, certainly. And I like that both like vocals, the one that's like more typical of their work, but also that one which, I don't know, maybe it was a sample, but the higher voice one, that sounded to me like 90s trip hop again, like some hip hop group, but maybe one that's a bit more on the like independent, like conscious hip, like like Tribe Called Quest or something, where like that opening beat would be the kind of beat that they would use, where yeah, it's hip hop, but it's also got a bit of electronic sound, a little atmosphere, and so on. So yeah, I enjoyed the different flavors of this one from the very beginning right up to the end. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the album. Again, it's back on my radar. Hopefully it won't be 2 months or whatever it was before I get back to the next one. Shout out to Doug, not only for sharing and for the patience. Still a lot to get through from what you've already sent me, yeah, including some stuff that I've been waiting on, Carl Sagan being one of them. Got a new copy, much better than my tattered copy of Cosmos. Still got a Cocteau Twins album coming up that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, big shout out to Doug and all the champions of the channel who've helped these deep dives that we go on. Let me know what you think of this tune. I will see you next time. Peace.